in the water, way in the water, children, way in the water. God's a gonna trouble the water.
That sounds so good. When I say, what do we want? You say, reparations. When I say, when do we want it? You say, now. How do we want it? By any means necessary. What do we want? Reparations. When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it?
By any means necessary.
Talk back to me, talk back to me. What do we want?
Reparations.
When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it? By any means necessary. We're black. We're Africans. We're here. And we're not going anywhere. In fact, you can go back. You can go back to the cold caves of the Caucasus Mountains from which you've called.
Come on now. Tell the truth about it.
We're here in full force. Trayvon Martin is here. Eric Garner is here. Michael Brown is here. Tamir Rice is here. Sandra Bland is here. Yeah, we're here in full force. And we as a people must embrace the fact that we are God's chosen people, of the likes of which there is no equal. And that we must create a new society, a society with the priority to feed the hungry, to house the homeless, to remember the despised, the rejected, to clothe the naked. We must embrace the fact that we as blacks are the originators of all the arts, history, sciences, and mathematics, the architects, the builders, the craftsmen, the welders, a royal people, a holy nation, the mothers and fathers of civilization. Talk black to me, talk black to me. What do we want?
Reparations.
When do we want it?
Now.
How do we want it?
By any means necessary. Way in the water, way in the water, children, way in the water. God's a gonna trouble the water.
I went winding down.
Beautiful, beautiful.
My next poem is entitled, Where is the Love? Among the many disservices white America has perpetrated against black Americans, racism is the greatest roots. Our forefathers were not given the God-given right to be treated as human beings. They were treated with unspeakable horrors and indignities. A long, long history and chain of abuses. Now we wake up in a world coexisting, the sons of slaves and the sons of slave owners. It's no surprise that such a societal monstrosity will be birthed from the two. This relationship is not a new relationship, but is a mere extension of the relationship that existed since the inception of our nation. A people, our people, deprived of all the niceties that they said that every U.S. citizen will fall there. We're in a relationship, a dysfunctional relationship. We, the current deputies of civil rights, say that we have had enough. We have reached a boiling point. We have reached a point of no return. White America had had the luxury of treating us wrong all too long. With the white, narcissistic, small-minded Neanderthal in the Oval Office. A man shielded, protected, and coddled from the ramifications due a tyrannical dictator. A man who crossed the line of sense and sensibility over and over again. But Jesus Jesus used analogies to break down the lofty complexities of the kingdom of heaven so that the most carnal man could understand. Monks, gurus, teachers, scholars, and thinkers use analogies. We're in a relationship, a strained relationship, bound and bordered from sea to shining sea. Black America, white America, how strange bedfellows. In bed, but not in love. We're in bed with the drunkard, with America, white America, with an incessant need to drink and build weapons of war. We're in bed with the liar, with America, white America. Never holding true to the words of love it professes. In bed, but not in love. Strange bedfellows.
Yes, yes.
America, white America, where is your love for the black man? We cut the underbrush to build the civilization. We picked the cotton while you enjoyed a southern way of life. Yes, you had it made. You had it made. While we worked, you sat on the porch, drinking mint julep and sipping on sweet lemonade. But we proved our loyalty, for we fought, bled, and died in all your wars. Yes. The American Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the Gulf War, the Iraqi War, only to return to be treated like second-class citizens in a white supremacist society. White supremacy is losing its sting. It's dying on the vine. We as blacks, in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, have attained and even surpassed our white counterparts, even obtaining the most coveted title by Barack Hussein Obama, the 44th President of the United States. We're in a relationship. This relationship must be annulled, like slavery. This relationship must be abolished. Racism is the greatest ruse, the greatest okey doke. All along, the good life was the goal, always the goal. So they keep promising us a white heaven in exchange for hell on earth. Everybody okay?
Amen.
This is my last poem.
Take your time, young man.
Thank you, sir. I thought this would be. That's right. Young man, take your time. My next poem, my last poem is entitled, Where Do We Go From Here? Where do we go from here? What happened to the dream that we held so dear? Empty rhetoric, failed integration, now to separate American nations. Integration unrealized, access denied, and now we're just being nullified. And now in the face of truth we stare, watching Dr. King's dream morph into a horrible nightmare. In the 1960s, songs of freedom we sung, 2019, still at the bottom of society's rung, toyed with, bored with, and now they're just being ignored. Whites reclaiming the inner city, what a pity. Gentrification we cannot ignore, mostly affecting and displacing the poor. In 2019, we're no longer the white man's burden, for we're killing ourselves. It's us we're murdering. Yes, a nightmare, a horrific reality which we must stare, a fate that some whites don't really care. But where do we go from here? So to the government of America, the modern day fellows that say, let my people go. Not just figuratively, but literally so. Let my people go from your massive manifold prison incarcerations. Let my people go from your county jails. Let my people go from your state penitentiaries. This is the only scriptural solution. The same solution facing the Israelite children. But where do we go from here? Where do we stand? Next stop, brothers and sisters, the promised land.
in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that children dressed in white? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be one of those Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade
Everybody sing along.
in the
Sing along.
water. Wade in the water. Why don't you wade in the water, little children? Come on, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.